I finally watched it, and what I could say about this movie is it's like the McDonald's McCrispy sandwich. It's new, but it's not anything extraordinarily different. Advertised with shiny new posters and claiming that it's new. When you finally get your hands on it and take a bite, you come to the sad realization that it's just a McChicken sandwich that's just more expensive. It's not bad, but it's also not great. It's in the middle, and it's something you've had before, plenty of times. You fat asses. Black Adam, POC Adam, finally has come out after 38 years in production, starring Dwayne the Cock Johnson and directed by Joan It starts off 5,000 years ago in a place called Kadak. A king there enslaved thousands of his own people to mine yet another crazy super metal, mithril. No, this one's called Ethereum. He wants to make a magical crown to meet the penis demons in the underworld to become one himself.
Penis demons!
And then fuck the whole world to death, I guess?
Yes, them all to death.
Luckily, the Pebble wants to be a free man and free his people, and somehow, and I'm not exactly sure how, but he gets the powers of Shazam from wizards because he was chosen. And now, in the present day, the city of Kadak has been occupied by a terrorist group called Intergang because they're international and a gang. The Intermediate Gang. And they say the Intergang a lot in this movie. I guess they're trying to normalize it, but it just gets more funny the more they say it. And then we meet these new characters. Lara Croft, her brother and her son, and a couple of other dudes that they spend like 0 minutes on. They are out finding the magical crown, and they conveniently find it so easily, even though the Intergang has been there for years, and it was right in front of them the whole time. The two factions meet, and then Black Adam is awakened, or released from prison. Anyways, he's released, and we finally get to see the Boulder in action. And this is what carries the movie. The action is incredible, and there's a lot of it. It's like they knew they had a weak story, so they amped up the action, dialed it to the max. And it did feel refreshing, I have to say, for a CGI-filled movie. They used camera angles in a way to exaggerate or show the intensity of the fights, and it did feel new. Oh, a side note, the CGI is great. Finally, a superhero movie with great CGI, because we can't even rely on Disney to give us great special effects anymore. It very rarely takes you out of the movie. This is one shot that I remember. The camera was in the truck, and it was slowly zooming out of it, and then eventually you just see the truck driving on a road in the desert. And that looked horrible. It looked so bad. But you get those kind of shots here and there, but it's never enough to take you out of the movie entirely. Okay, back to the fight. When POC Adam unleashes his havoc, it's balls to the wall, whipping men across the city, tearing limbs off, melting them. You feel every punch. And there's this one scene where he's like just completely annihilating everybody. And then Lara Croft, there was a big rock falling on her. Not like that, you little filthy minds. No, there was an actual rock falling on her, and then POC Adam destroys it so it doesn't crush her. But I just got so confused there because you're murdering everybody. Why save her? Just because she's not shooting at you? But you don't know that she was there with everybody else. You don't know if she's good or not. It didn't make any sense to me. And the comedy. Yes, there is comedy in this movie, but nothing like Thor Love and Thunder. The comedy I thought mostly landed. They overdid it with a certain character, but there's many moments where I thought it served the scene and it didn't take the drama out of it. But I don't know anymore, man. I like the serious DC tone because I'm tired of the simple Marvel formula. But to do a serious movie, you need serious writers. Oh yeah, and also in this movie, we meet the Justice Society. Who are they? Where did they come from? Who are these characters? When did they exist? I don't know, but they're here. There's this guy who turns big, then this one who basically is Storm, Dr. Fate, and Hawkeye. I mean the racially swapped Hawkman. Luckily, that's the only woke part of this movie. I thought something did happen in the beginning of the movie with this kid, and he starts talking about his people being oppressed and all, and I'm like, oh no, because it was just so on the nose and just how it was written and delivered. But later on in the movie, the people being oppressed in Kadak was actually a big integral part of the story. So thank God it wasn't just another lecture, but it's just still how they wrote it and how it was delivered. It was very off-putting. But let's face it, the story and the dialogue isn't the strongest part of this movie. So they send the Justice Society to stop Black Adam, who's a literal god. Why don't you just send the Justice League, who has Superman and Wonder Woman? Well, you see, it's because this movie is very safe. They take absolutely no risks. This is where they lost me. They do this thing where they're trying to make him an anti-hero. There's some moral dilemmas they put him in, and there's some great banter between him and the Justice Society of like what he should do and not do, what's good, what's evil. Black Adam, POC Adam, is a villain. Only recently in the comics he's been made into some anti-hero. One of you sweats could let me know more on that. But the majority of his existence, he's been a supervillain. In this movie, he's not even an anti-hero. He's a hero. I wanted a movie to show how evil this guy is and also make me root for him in a weird way. Pump him up to be the next big villain in a fully fleshed out movie. Show how powerful he is and give us a reason why he's an absolute danger to the world and must be stopped. And because we all know there will always be somebody to stop him. But no! The only bad thing about this dude is that he kills people. Bad people. Alright. It did remind me a lot of Zack Snyder's 300. Visually, it looked like it a lot. Which is funny because I guess it's technically takes place in the Snyderverse. The color grading looked the same. So did the green screen. And my god, there's a lot of... There's these two younger superheroes in the Justice Society where the movie ships them together. They flirt. And I think they had great chemistry. But it just stopped. It didn't go any further. And it just... By that point, it felt like it just became filler. Then Lara Croft, all she ever did in the movie was just talk about her son nonstop. My son. Oh, you gotta protect my son. And then there's this scene where she completely forgets about him when he really needs her. I really wish this movie had a badass score though, because just like the story, it's very bland. And the movie uses a lot of songs. For example, there's this one fight scene where Kanye West's, Yee's song Power starts playing. And yeah, I get it, the lyrics fit, and it's an awesome song, but it just doesn't fit. The song playing made it feel like a Super Bowl commercial. Oh yeah, one last thing. When you first see POC Adam take flight, they put the camera showing his feet coming off the ground. And it just reminded me of those TikTok videos, and I just died of laughter. Are there generic tropes in this movie, like a kid being a superfan and trying to teach the superhero how to be a superhero? Yeah. Is it an old villain or superhero that awakens from the past? Yeah. CGI army of minions where the civilians or the supporting cast have to fight? Yeah. A big CGI battle at the end? Yeah. Nonetheless, the action is awesome. Banter is great. The cock carries the movie and is also the best part of it. And there's a scene, I'm not going to say which one, but you all probably know. I'm just going to say that I have never cried, pissed my pants, shit, and came at the same time. I found it a very fun movie to watch, so I do recommend you go see it, especially it's worth it on Half Price Tuesdays. And until my next one, which will probably be a Rings of Power video, ta-ta for now.